So in this tutorial we're going to walk through the basic workflow that you need to follow to be able to build your apps. And of course, to publish your apps you're going to need a Google developer account and an Apple developer account, and we need to get these as soon as possible. So step one is get Google and Apple accounts. So to get a Google Apps developer account, you need to go to https://play.google.com/apps/publish/sign-up/ and then just follow the instructions to sign up for your account. And for Apple you do the same thing. You go to https://developer.apple.com/ and then sign up for your developer account there. The next step is to log into your account to fill in your basic details. Now with Apple they're going to send you some information and you're going to need to edit your profile to include that information. So log on to AppsKit Pro, you'll come to your dashboard and then navigate down the left hand side until you come to the edit profile and then select that to be able to enter that Apple information into your profile. Okay, so as we've got to come into the edit profile anyway, let's go through and update each of these sections that we need to update. So at the top here your name should be pre-populated, but you can change that without any problems at all. Okay, so below that we've got the image area. That's the dashboard header image, this up here. Yours may be empty, mine's got AppKit Pro in at the moment, but you can have your own bespoke one there. To be able to put your own bespoke one in, you first of all need to delete what's there and then upload your own logo using these dimensions. Moving down the screen, we then come to the reseller information. So the email here should be pre-populated, and below that the telephone number, which may well be empty, but you're going to have to put that in because it won't save without it. And if you want to, you can enter your Skype ID. And below that we have the slug. Now this is really important. It's best left alone. In fact, we might make it protected, because if you change this you need to know what you're doing, otherwise you will be locked out of your account. We have a whole host of tickets from people that have changed their slug and then aren't able to log back in again. We affectionately refer to these tickets as ID 10T errors. So best you leave that alone, and it really doesn't matter, nobody else sees it. It's just the way that you get onto your version of AppsKit Pro. So below that is your domain name, and then below that this is where you enter your Apple ID and your password so that we're able to submit your app to Apple on your behalf. So the good news is you only have to do that setup once, and then you're able to start looking at building your apps. So the next part of the process is to gather your assets. So you want to gather together all the relevant details for the venue or the outlet that you're building the app for. So what's their address, what are the key names, email addresses, things like that, their web address, all the stuff that you're going to be putting into the app, particularly the stuff that needs to go into the back office. So collect all their details. You want to get together all of the graphics, so any images that you're going to use, particularly the images that go for the home screen and other places where we use those images, things like the icons for the menus, all that sort of stuff. Any photos from the client, the logo that they're going to use. You need to just put all your graphics together. Now here's a sort of word of advice really. Those that are really bad at graphics have got an advantage on this program, and those that are very, very good don't really need to worry too much. But it's people like myself that are in between really, who think that we're okay at graphics, but actually we're not brilliant, because it's really important that you get great graphics, that your app is visually appealing. So if you're absolutely useless at graphics, you're in an advantage, because you're not going to try and do this yourself. You're going to go out to somewhere like Fiverr or any of the freelancing sites and get those graphics professionally done. But I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have really good quality, appealing graphics. And of course you want all your copy, the page text, any prices for products, things like that, email, text, video, all that sort of stuff, the copy. And again, it's vitally important that you get this right, so do proofread it, do get somebody else to proofread it. I tend to prepare my copy in something like Word. I use Grammarly, and then I cut and paste into the app, because I am an atrocious speller. And be prepared to spend some time on this. Clients can be really poor at getting you the material that they want. You'll find yourself pulling your hair out often, so just make sure that you have enough time to spend finding this material. In fact, make it a milestone so that you have everything before you start. So don't tell them it's going to take 2 weeks and then find out they're going to take 12 days to get you the material, and you've only got 2 days to work on. It's 2 weeks or whatever time you give them after they've given you all the material that you're asking for. Right, so once you've got all of that, you're going to be ready to start building your app. So the next stage in the workflow is to add the new app you're about to build to the app list. Let's take you through that. So again, it's log in, back to the dashboard, and then select Manage Apps / Resellers here on the left, and that will take you to the Apps admin page. Now, you may have blank here because you've not created any apps yet, or if you have created some apps, they will be in this list. So go up to the top right here and select the Add New button. Just before we do, it's worth noting that if you already have some apps, you are able to select one and clone it and use that as a basis. So use this option here. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to add a new app. So that's going to take you through to the new app admin and edit page, and you're going to want to fill in each of these fields. So the outlet name, the app name, a username, password. You can either accept the one it's given there or put your own in, the outlet address, the phone number, the email. You can see all of these are required fields, a little asterisk there. And next we come on to category. When you select category, you'll get a drop down that gives you a host of partly done for you templates, if you like. So we'll go through these in depth in another tutorial, but for now I'm just going to select the cafe category, and I know that that's going to give me a built app which I can build on further to customize it for my client. So next we need to set the license start and end date. This in effect limits the time that the app will be active and accessible. So you might want to do it on a monthly basis, and each month the business pays you a retainer to have it live, or you might do it on an annual basis, but set the start and end date, and just be aware that at the end of the period the app will become inactive. We're then going to put in the email from address. So this is when the app sends out an email, where's it coming from? In this case I'm going to do the same as the app owner's email address. We then need to put a tutorial URL in. So this is for your client to understand and learn how to use the back office. So you could create your own branded tutorials on the back office and then send every client to that same set of tutorials. Likewise, you're going to need a support URL so that people can get support and help with the application. Here we have a little active button, so toggle active on or off. And finally, the submit. So once you've filled everything in, you're ready to go and submit this so that you can build on it further in the next step. Okay, so if you now go back to your Manage Apps Resellers page, you'll see that the app that we created is now there in the list, and we're now ready to actually create the app. Now that's going to be part 2 of this workflow, so we're going to end this tutorial here. Thanks very much. If you've got any comments, do please put them in the Facebook group or put a ticket in to support.